So then, looking at the next problem, number 4, I'm converting kilometers to millimeters. Well, that's what I do. I start with 89.3 kilometers. Automatically, kilometers goes in the denominator to cross cancel. No hard thinking. That's just the way it is. Always through my base units. That tells me meters goes right there. No hard thinking. Just accept it. Go with it. Am I done? The answer is no, because I want to get to millimeters, which means meters has to go in the denominator here. My unit I want to go to is here. Anytime I'm changing in the prefix system, at most I will have 2 steps. That's it. Because I'm either going to or from the base unit. That's how everything is defined. So my first step, look at it dimensionally. My second step, fill in the values. 1 kilometer, 10 to the 3rd meters. How do I know that? I'm supposed to know my prefixes. So have that little sheet, get it stuck in your brain. Then, millimeters, 1 millimeter, 10 to the minus 3 meters. My problem is now set up. I'm telling you exactly what I need to do to solve the problem. Dimensionally, I'm good. I'm in the unit I want. Mathematically then, I look at coefficients, I look at powers, I look at units separately. So I get 89.3. 10 to the 3rd divided by negative 10 to the 3rd times 10 to the positive 6 millimeters. Now, this is not in correct scientific notation, but it is useful notation. Okay, so I can write my answer in 2 ways. If I'm going to do in scientific notation, I notice this doesn't work. If I have to move this over to here, that means I have to add 1 to this. My answer becomes 8.93 times 10 to the 7 millimeters. If I simply want to write the answer in regular notation, this means I need to go this way 6 places. So my number then becomes 893,000,000, put in my commas for spaces, millimeters. Either one of these answers is correct. So either one of these would be what would go into the blank. That's all there is to it. Again, these problems hopefully are going to become quite repetitive rather soon, which is good. We want them to be. Now, I am trying to see if this works. I am recording right now what we're doing on the board, and I will eventually try to post this for you. If it turns out this time and doesn't freeze. I tried to record last time for you guys. The iPad I had set up just died. It froze, I don't know, too much memory, who knows. But I'm trying it again, so we're seeing if we can get this to work. Now, problem B. I've got 1 megagram, notice the capital M, I want to change to milligrams. Well, right away, megagram is not my answer. It has to go in the denominator to cross cancel. Grams is not my final answer, so grams goes in the denominator, and I go to what I want, which is milligrams. 2 steps. That's the most you're going to have to do with our prefix system. Now it's a matter of filling in the blanks. Mega means million. That's 10 to the 6th. Milli means thousandth. That means 10 to the minus 3. I do the work. These all cancel, leaving me the correct unit, so I'm looking at it in 3 parts. Coefficient, unit, and power. Well, this is 1 times 10 to the positive 9, 10 to the 6th divided by 10 to the negative 3rd, 10 to the 6 divided by 10 to the negative third. When I have the same base and I'm dividing, I subtract the denominator. That gives me 10 to the positive 9 and milligrams. That is my correct answer in scientific notation. Or I could have simply wrote 1 billion. Now again, probably remind you that this billion, Latin, 2. But I got 3 sets of zeros. The way we do it is that prefix is past the first set of 3. So there's 2 more thousands group past the first one. That's billion. When I go trillion, it would be 3 sets of thousands past the first one. Quadrillion, etc. Just so you know. So this one, I have 1 billion milligrams. Yes, no, maybe? Still good? Awesome. Micrograms now in centigrams. Again, I do the same thing. I start out, so I'm on problem C now. I've got 15 centigrams. I want to go to micrograms. Centigrams is not in my final answer. I cross-cancel. Grams is my base unit. I put that there. Grams here to micro, that Greek symbol, mu. Tail in front of basically a cursive U. So we have micrograms. I fill in. 1 centigram is 100th of a gram. 1 microgram is 1/1,000,000th of a gram. Again, my units cancel. I'm in the correct unit. So then I look at exponents. Sorry, I have my powers, my exponents, my coefficient. Well, this simply turns into 15 times 10 to the positive 4 micrograms. This answer is meaningful, but it's not correct. I need to have it in my metric prefix. I need to have it either as scientific notation or as a number. Scientific notation, I move this over, add 1. This becomes 1.5 times 10 to the 5th micrograms. Or I could write it simply as a number. This says, go 4 spaces to the right. I could have 150,000 and micrograms. Both answers are correct. Next problem is micrometers from nanometers. So, 2,500 nanometers. Nanometers is not my final answer. Nanometers goes in the denominator. My base unit then will go in the numerator. If my unit is on the denominator, this has to go on top. Meters is not my final unit, so therefore I put meters in the denominator. And I go to my final unit, which is micrometers. I simply plug in 10 to the minus 9 to 1 nanometer. 10 to the minus 6. 1 and 10 to the minus 6. Simply solving my problem. Units are now taken care of. I'm in micrometers, which I want. I only have 1 coefficient. I leave it alone for the moment. This is what I get. Dealing with my powers then, this is 10 to the minus 3. And this is then in micrometers. Okay, useful, but not a practical way of doing this. This then turns out, if I change this to scientific notation, I go 1, 2, 3, 4 places over, 2 significant digits. So I add 4 to this, and this becomes 2.5 times 10 to the 1 micrometers. Or I could simply write it as 25 micrometers. Yes, no, maybe?